Ngithanda ukubonga ke maqabane, ngithanda ukubonga ama comrades. Thank you citizens that you took your time and come to march to participate in a demonstration. In this demonstration, I know some people, they are confused to say, why are we fighting the factions of ZANU-PF? The issue is known, is very clear, that after many years, the opposition have been winning elections every 5 years. But the type of dictatorship we have in Zimbabwe is a military dictatorship. The dictatorship we have is, let me start by giving just a brief historical context. You would understand that in 1976, when ZANLA had an agreement with the ZANU, we understand that there was ZIPRA, there was ZAPU, but the reason why I pinpoint ZANLA and ZANU is because in 1980 they came and took over, and when they took over, those ZANLA forces, liberators, most of them, they were escalated into the rank and file. It's no good. Angithi sifuna ukuthi sonke ngingakhulumi ngesishona kuphela or ngikhulume ngesindebele ukuthola ukuthi manje abanye abafeel comfortable. So they were escalated to the rank and file of as commanders, as generals of the defense force. Now their main purpose were to protect, when in 1970s, were to protect ZANU, were to protect ZANU leaders. So the other issue is that when they were fighting to protect ZANU leaders, they were also fighting the liberation struggle, prosecuting the liberation struggle to free everyone. And that happened in 1980, where after the longest house negotiations, and you know all what happened is history. Now, the main reason why I go back to history is to put this whole thing into contextual perspective. To say there was no way the defense force or the military will separate themselves from ZANU or ZANU leaders. So they were protecting Chimchavo. They will protect their thing. In every election, even if you win, they will come and check the results before. In fact, when they are doing tallying, when they realize that no, they are losing, they will just send a military command right in ZEC, and ZEC will produce and announce what the military want. So after these many years, we realize that it is foolish to keep on using the same method and expect the different results. You know, keeping on talking to, going, even if we campaign here using our political parties, you will see how many times the opposition was decimated. So after that, the leaders of the opposition then engaged the war vets and the military to say, in Shona they say, Jimmy Makaisa Dambuzo. Tinokumbira imiwe Makaisa Dambuzo, Muvise Dambuzo. So that was the engagement was that also there is a problem here. We cannot fight the army. We are just citizens. We are just citizens. We are just defenseless. We can't fight with the armed regime. We thought you would open up for democracy. Another element is that within ZANU-PF, the ZANLA were fighting for what we call egalitarian society, for equal society, which is open to democracy, which will allow elections. Anyone has the right to win and govern and to contest for state power. But now there is also a section of nationalists. Most of them, they never even went to war and held any gun. They were leaders of ZANU. Some were in Zambia, some were in Mozambique, some were in Europe, somewhere in Western countries, I mean, like in America and Britain. So those nationalists, they specialized on what we call power retention. Now, the only way they will survive power retention, even against discontent from the people, was to use the army to protect that power retention, to make sure that power is kept in ZANU-PF. Now, that's how difficult, that's how hard, that's how, welcome comrades. We know them for it. That's how tough the system was so developed for power retention. So if you want I mean, if you want to destroy, if you want to contest state power, the only way you will do that, if you will win, is when you have the army on your side. So now we discovered that the only way we can contest for state power is to engage these war vets, engage the army. So there was an understanding. Because we said, the army, you can look at the situation, look at the country, look at the deterioration, the economic meltdown, look how many people are suffering in Zimbabwe. Look, we are the only country without, I don't have to go into all those economic challenges, you all know them. Yes. The war vets and the army also understood the challenge, and they also understand the doctrine of power retention and how it is protected and who is protecting it.